Attack 77.
Album reviews. Okay. It's time to talk about the new album from gWito, or just gWito, as it's now official. This is his first official music release on all platforms. But he's no newbie. Wito has been a consistently funny internet personality for years. He's probably most known on social media for being the guy that makes Stitch videos of anything and riffs on it, usually in this really funny voice.
With a big old booty, just think it smell like, oh my God, it smell like, what, hey, you hit me in the bitch.
Humor always feels organic, like a first reaction to seeing something unhinged. Sometimes the jokes are a little mean-spirited, even to the point where I get a little uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, I think he's an entertainer, and entertainment with no edge is pointless. I think my favorite Wito joke was the time where he said, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" and then just started punching his phone like full force for some reason. That's my kind of humor right there. All that to say, he's a funny guy. So imagine my surprise when he dropped an album that feels surprisingly serious. Not overly serious, and we'll unpack that in a bit, but to be clear, this is not meme rap. It's a pretty tough and forward-thinking album with a lot to offer. But first off, we gotta talk about this ad-lib. I referenced it at the very beginning of this video, but I don't think it's possible to have like a cooler phrase stuck in your head all day. This may be the ultimate all-purpose ad-lib. You just bought some nice clothes and you're going out for a walk on the town. Okay. You're at work and you got a bunch of shit to get done and you're trying to psych yourself up to handle it. Okay. Your mom is giving you a list of chores you need to do. Okay. Hands down, my favorite ad-lib right now. The opener, In Love plus 808s, uses it as the chorus, and I think very effectively. Fun, catchy song with a relatable sentiment. I got trust issues, so music is my love. The beat sort of revolves around this really sad-sounding piano riff, which, again, was unexpected from one of Instagram's funniest content creators, but it really works. I'm genuinely impressed with how well executed this is. But track 2 is where things start really picking up for me. I'm a beast, I take the lead, all one word. This is one of those beats where you better bring your whole ego. Zero room for modesty here, and Wito definitely rose to the occasion on this one. If I was a wrestler, I would use this as my walkout theme song. It's that kind of vibe. The line in here that always gets me is, "Got 2 blicks, but I want 3. Brand new stick, shit long as me." I'm always so impressed by how rappers never seem to run out of clever ways to say, "I have a gun." The song ends with the titular line, "I'm a beast, I take the lead," repeated almost enough times to wear out its welcome, but if you're feeling the vibe just like OD confident, it's the exact right amount of times. It's almost my high point of the album, but there's a better one we're gonna talk about here in a bit. But first, the low point. Track 3. Killin' Cupid. Just from a thematic standpoint, it's not that much different than the opening track, but this one feels so uninspired. You're gonna kill Cupid because you fell in love when you weren't trying to. Look, if you're gonna let the pimp hand slip, you gotta full send that shit. I just have a tough time buying into the rest of the bars, even if they're tough, when it's interstitched with this as the central theme. Especially after the last song, which is like legit one of the toughest things I've heard so far this year. Mercifully, it's only 1 minute and 13 seconds. I think even Wito knew that this shouldn't take up a huge amount of real estate on the album. But then comes my high point, my favorite track on the album, Pass Me Dat Lighter. Also, all one word. This has everything. This song is where Wito the artist, the comedian, and the human being all intersect. It's also the song that rewards repeat listens the most, I think. Let me explain what I mean. Right at the 20-second mark, he says, "Beat up the back, yeah, I burped the baby. Deep down inside, I've been hurting lately." Those 2 bars will pass right by you if you're not paying attention, but if you lock in, you might notice the ease with which this is a funny guy, but also a real guy with real problems. The juxtaposition doesn't even feel forced or anything. It's just like an accurate portrayal of the human experience. Then just 10 seconds later, he says, "She wanna fuck, so I gave her the shrimp and bacon. Okay, wait, what I just said." I didn't even catch that on my first listen through, but now it makes me burst out laughing every time I hear it. Also, the title was a good choice. Calling this song Pass Me That Lighter was a good choice. Because if you've ever been stoned before, you know what time it is. Your brain can sometimes just bounce back and forth between humor and vulnerability. If this album leaned too far in either of those directions, it could get boring, but like I said, the repeat listener has a lot to gain here just from listening to the multifaceted vibes on display. There are 2 bonus tracks on here. In my opinion, the better one is track 6, Ming 00, featuring 00 Hilfiger. Feature was a good idea. It's refreshing to have another voice towards the end, especially since 00 takes the first verse. Now, obviously, gWito's not just gonna put any old person on his debut album for a feature. This guy can fucking rap. I think the standout bars here are,
I ain't the type to go plot on that bitch, just want top from that bitch, kick her out of my shit. I ain't the type to go talk about the shit, bring the mop out my shit, then go mop up some shit.
man, shout out little 00, man. This shit rules. For a debut album from someone who's not known for making music, this is exceptionally good. It's worth looking into if you want to support real, unique underground rap. And it's streaming on all platforms. Perfect.